Join us.
Welcome to Kitty's Corner. Every weekend is a new journey. Join Auntie Oni as she embarks on thrilling adventures. Each episode takes the young explorers to a different fantastical world filled with exciting challenges, making new friends and learning valuable life lessons. The show begins with lots of excitement in a cozy storytelling mood. Fairies teach the importance of kindness, honesty, bravery, teamwork, or curiosity. Kitty's Corner is a delightful blend of fun, education, and imagination with catchy songs, interactive games, and heartwarming stories. Join Auntie Oni every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Voice of the People Television. Kitty's Corner, perfect destination for curious minds.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
Voice of the People, you can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Ibifa Dokobo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikenna Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations, but who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
Of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on the channel, I mean, like, well, this TV station will go places.
Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
From the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day.
Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV.
This
Stay with
is
us.
African News on Voice of the People Television. We don't just bring you the news. We analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeats, the politics that shapes our nation, the economies that drives our future, the cultures
ever had
that
wings.
defines
If
who
you've
we
ever
are,
buckled a
the
seatbelt at
voice
30,000
that must be
feet,
heard.
if you've ever stared
African
out of
News,
that tiny window
Africa's
and wondered
voice,
who's really
Africa's
in control
future,
of the skies,
where Africa speaks, the
its power,
world listens.
its pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runaway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation scope. The sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
On Edge Dialogue, we bring you fresh ideas and conversations, shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
In a world where power shakes with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs the voice.
The policies that shape our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to tell stories that shape our world.
What
because your voice is our
behind
focus.
hangar doors?
Don't forget,
Who signs
our
the
voice
papers
matters
that
the most.
gamble
Let us come
lives?
together
Which
and
truths
share
were
our
grounded
concerns.
before they even ever had wings. If you've ever buckled the seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that window and wondered who's really
This
controlling
is
the
Health Check,
skies, it isn't
your
just
weekly guide
flight,
to better
it's
living,
power, it's
smarter
politics,
choices,
it's pressure sealed in
and
steel.
trusted answers.
We're peeling back the clouds
From everyday
runway
wellness
risks to
to
sky-high
urgent
secrets.
health
We're
issues.
diving deep
We've got
where
you
most
covered.
dare not to
Health
look.
Check
Aviation
on Voice
Scope
of the
every
People
Sunday
television,
at 7
where
p.m.
your health
only on Voice of
has
the
a
People
voice.
TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope. The sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
Good evening, Africa. My name is Bamakore, actor, model, producer.
Come, my name is
and I'm
Kade.
giving
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, boys and girls, this is VP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come there. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big happening on your screen. Introducing VPTV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264 from breaking news.
A very wonderful
to
afternoon to you out there,
conversations,
and welcome on
news
board. It
analysis,
is People's Voice
giving
of
you
the
all
OPTV, where
sides
citizen
to the
stories shape the
story.
narrative.
We break in-depth
And today we'll
discussions on
dissect
the
in the
issues
major
that matter,
storylines
from
dominating the
politics
headlines.
to
Of
sports,
course,
entertainment,
packing
and
conversation
lifestyle.
across the nation.
VOPTV
All eyes on
on
ABC this
SLTV
time around.
channel
ABC doomed
264.
if
Join
it
us
fails
as we
to
redefine what
field
television means to
Peter
you.
Obi
Voice of the
in
People
2027
television,
election.
VOPTV.
This one is coming from
Have more
Bayo
than
Shea.
voice.
All right, I joined the conversation with experts inside the citizen perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Savior Udo. Let's look into other news stories with detail. APC targets 9 million members. Opposition cries foul of Progressive Congress. The APC is claiming a major boost in its nationwide membership drive, with over 2 million registration in just 1 week. The party's national secretary, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, says they are projecting between 8 and 9 million registered members in the coming days. However, opposition parties are crying foul, alleging that the exercise is a ploy to rig the 2027 general election. The Labour Party and New Nigerian People's Party have both expressed concern over the APC's claim concerning the legitimacy of the registration process. Right away from that particular one, impeachment storm. Fubara says no notice. Of course, that two lawmakers actually pulled out. River State Governor Sinalai Fubara has denied receiving any formal notice of impeachment from the State House of Assembly, despite a report of an ongoing impeachment process. Meanwhile, two pro-Wike lawmakers have backed out. Of course, the impeachment plot is looking like a very twisted one now. And of course, the two of them urging their colleagues to suspend the move against Fubara and his deputy. Development comes as a 7-man reconciliation committee chaired by Chief Kanu Agabi was constituted by the Pan Niger Delta Elders Forum to mediate in the River State crisis. And away from that particular one, Makinde warns against unrealistic promises. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has cautioned residents to be wary of politicians making unrealistic promises as the 2027 general elections approach. Makinde emphasized the importance of critically assessing those seeking public office and urged citizens to prioritize security, noting that safeguarding lives and property is a collective responsibility. He reaffirmed his commitment to the state's development and welfare. And let's move now to the Labour Party quarters. The Labour Party not for sale. Osimhen tells Abure. Senator Nadi Osimhen led Labour Party as rebuked Barrister Julius Abure for parading himself as the party's national chairman, despite a Supreme Court judgment and statement by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to the contrary. The party has demanded Abure's prosecution for alleged impersonation and other offences, describing the Labour Party as not for sale. This particular one has actually been on for a while now, and sincerely now, I don't know why Abure is still doing all of this. The Alex Oti faction has also, spoken out as regards to this Abure situation, and yet Abure is still telling everybody that he's still the national chairman, even when the court is actually ruled against that. And notwithstanding, the INEC actually gave a press release, I think 4 days ago, yes. But today, Abure is still talking about this particular situation of him being the national chairman of the Labour Party. Let's see how the song will turn out in the coming days. NLC OT faction warned Abure against fielding presidential candidates. They are the Nigerian Labour Congress and a faction of the Labour Party loyal to Abia State Governor Alex Oti. Have warned the Julius Abure-led leadership against fielding presidential candidates for the 2027 general election. This warning comes amid controversy surrounding comments made by Senator Dati Baba Ahmed that the party's 2023 vice presidential candidate are suggesting interest in the 2027 presidency. Both groups argue that Abure's leadership lacks legitimacy and should not be allowed to make decisions on candidacy. And I'm even surprised that
on the views on the street,
we go to bed
that he
empty
would actually fall for such what I call it, cheap
hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man,
he followed
medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming from
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's law.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the right,
before the
dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and content,
corruption kills three things that makes the society.
representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
In the coming days, but I just hope that the Labour Party, of course, will do something
do you want your
better for
voice to be
themselves.
heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The people's voice. The show where
let's go
citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I.
Tinubu won't sacrifice
facilitate lively discussions,
it's coming from former State Governor Ayo Fayose. He has actually said that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not sacrifice Minister of
governance and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your
amid
voice.
the state's lingering political crisis. Fayose believes Wike remains more politically relevant
and make your voice count.
and has delivered electoral victories for the ruling party. He also dismissed claim that Tinubu is responsible for the internal crisis in the People's Democratic Party, saying that
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. People's Voice, Mondays through Thursdays, 4 p.m. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
All right, welcome back to the program here. Of course, we're so sorry about that particular delay in starting the program. Of course, we're here now, so let's get the ball rolling. Welcome to the program. It is People's Voice on VOP TV, where season story shape the narrative. And of course, today we're dissecting a major story that is dominating the headline and sparking conversation across the nation. Battle lines drawn. Ex-governors versus OT in Abia's 2027 showdown. Join the conversation with experts inside and citizen perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Savior Udo. Let's look into other news stories with details. U.S. delivers military supplies to Nigeria to boost security cooperation. The United States of America, of course, have actually deemed it fit to deliver some military supplies, of course, in connection with United States African Command, AFRICOM. Okay, have actually delivered critical military supplies to Nigeria to support the country's ongoing security operations. The supplies are part of efforts to strengthen bilateral security cooperation between two countries. The development comes amid Nigeria's continued military operation against insurgent group, banditry, and various other security threats across the nation. And of course, away from that particular one, Obi Kwankwaso joins ticket, a hope for Nigeria. Okay, some people have actually been speculating, and some group have actually come together to see how they want to talk to these two camps to see what they can actually get out of them. The emerging Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso joint ticket offers a rare opportunity for Nigeria to reset its political and economic trajectory. This alliance combines Obi fiscal discipline and technocratic approach with Kwankwaso's mass appeal and grassroots mobilization skills. Together, they promise a government that is both efficient and inclusive, with a focus on funding the economy and improving the lives of Nigerians. Their partnership signals a commitment to rebuilding institutions, promote transparency, and ensuring accountability. With Obi's credibility and Kwankwaso's reach, they could dissolve entrenched fault lines and puncture a tired narrative that have long divided Nigerians. This is just a speculation, and not only that, for now, Obi is still with the ADC, and we've not heard anything from Mr. Peter Obi himself. And of course, Rabiu Kwankwaso has not also said anything. So for now, let's just keep this whole situation, open. That these are just speculations or permutation, or predictions, and notwithstanding, these groups are actually trying to see the possibility of that particular one. And of course, their permutation is based on if Obi does not clinch on that particular, a presidential ticket of the ADC, then they could actually tow this particular route. Away from the particular one, kidnappers released retired custom officer after ransom payment. A retired custom officer, Emmanuel Owolabi, who was kidnapped by suspected bandits in Ora, Osun State, has regained his freedom after the payment of an undisclosed ransom. Owolabi was adopted on December 15, 2025, when gunmen attacked Ora, a community in Osun Kwara state boundary. During the attack, a village chief, identified as Dennis, was shot dead. The kidnappers initially demanded a ransom of 200 million, but negotiations reportedly led to a lower amount being paid. Owolabi's release was confirmed by Dr. Yemi Farumbi, former Nigerian ambassador to the Philippines, and Shiwaju of Ora Domina, who commended the Osun State government and security agencies for their support. He commended Osun State government and security agencies for their support. I needed to take that particular line again. You're commending the government and security agencies for their support after ransom was paid. So it is safe to say that we have been paying ransom in Nigeria, and the government are involved and they know about it with this particular story. But I believe my analysts would actually have something to say to this particular one. Let me leave it open, that way. APC targets Southeast for oppression, says Nwodo, former PDP national chairman. Okwezilieze Nwodo has said the All Progressive Congress has failed to gain acceptance in the Southeast because it's perceived as a party that targets the region for oppression. Nwodo stated that the region's rejection of the ruling party rooted in its experience under successive APC-led administrations, which he described as harsh on the zone despite recent defection to the APC. Nwodo insisted that the action of political elites do not reflect the feelings of the general population in the Southeast. And of course, still talking about the Southeast, Abia women protest illegal granite mining, seek government intervention. Women in Imobi Autonomous Community, Abia State, have taken to the street to protest alleged illegal granite mining in their area. They are demanding that Governor Alex Oti and the state government intervene to stop the mining, citing environmental hazard and, of course, lack of proper agreement with the community. The women claim that few individuals are trying to appropriate the site and its benefit without involving the entire community. They are calling for the revocation of the agreement and proper compensation for the community. And of course, moving to the federal government quarters now. Federal government boosts road infrastructure with 3.23 trillion allocation. Federal government has actually proposed that whooping amount for the construction and rehabilitation of federal roads in the 2026 budget. This represents a 489% increase from the 549.56 billion allocated in the 2024 budget. The Ministry of Works will receive 1.39 trillion for road construction and 385.62 billion for rehabilitation works. The government aims, of course, to complete 2,604 road projects inherited from previous administration and improve road infrastructure nationwide. This is real construction. I didn't skip the decision of the CTV, conversation. Of course, I joined one of our programs as well that has to do with hashtag, on Monday, and we had a network glitch. I was to comment on that particular one, but maybe I and my analyst would just, shed more light as regards to this whole road situation, because that budget, it is well. Okay, let's move to ADC's situation. ADC called Jonathan Saraki Makinde for 2027 Alliance. The African Democratic Congress is reaching out to prominent figures including former President Goodluck Jonathan, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, and Governor Seyi Makinde to join the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. The party national chairman, Nafiu Gombe, made the appeal after inaugurating the party's Northeast Zonal Congress, of course, which aims to strengthen the party's internal structures and promote internal democracy. The ADC believes that experience and leadership of these figures would be crucial in uniting efforts to make Nigeria great again. To join the conversation, kindly call the number 09044732605. Follow us on social media at BOBT Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on BOBTV. And of course on YouTube, we're Voice of the People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. It is time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we'll be talking about Abia State today. Battle lines drawn. Ex-governors versus OT in Abia's 2027 showdown. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned, please. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the program, It is Still People's Voice on Voice of the People Television. The power struggle is brewing in Abia State as some opposition leaders, including former governors Orji Uzor Kalu and Theodore Ahemefule, Orji, of course, have vowed to stop Governor Alex Oti's re-election bid in 2027. The former governors, who are members of the All Progressive Congress, APC, have formed an alliance to unseat Oti and win all elective positions in the state. Kalu criticized Oti's administration, accusing him of not doing much with the state's allocation from the federal government and only painting roads built during his tenure as governor. However, an aide to Oti, Reverend Father Christian Anokuru, dismissed the opposition's efforts as chasing shadows. A public affairs analyst, of course, attributed the opposition's move to the protection of entrenched political and economic interests, particularly the abolition of salaries and allowance for former governors and their deputies. Meanwhile, the president of the Civil Rights Mobilization and Advanced Network praised Otis' administration, saying the governor's achievements are evident to the people. When I'm being joined by Mr. Elvis Elimihele, a journalist, political and public affairs analyst, a member of the Guard of Public Affairs Analysts of Nigeria. Welcome on board, sir.
Good afternoon, Xavier. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, sir. You know, it's been a long day. I've just been moving from this news to the other news, from this news to the other news, you know, while preparing for you know, the production of today. But something really, you know, caught my attention, and I keep asking myself just one question. How did we get here? How did we get to a point where, you know, some people just feel that they can take 200 and something million people, you know, for a ride? How can you budget 3.23 trillion for Ministry of Roads, Transportation? Like, for me, I'm not really seeing, you know, the need for that whooping sum of amount, you know, and all I just see is another happy man smiling to the bank all the time. Because we talked about the CCTV situation. You know how much they said they use in doing CCTV center? Third Milan Bridge is just 11.60 something kilometers, if I'm correct. Because I've driven through that bridge over time, so I know how many kilometers. I've done Lagos-Abuja road trip, so I know how many kilometers it is. So just Third Milan Bridge is just 11 point something kilometers. Just 11 point something. How many CCTV do we need there? Okay, they projected 200 and something, or 400 and something CCTV cameras, you know, with how many, you know, solar panels and batteries. And of course, they talked about their centers. Just to watch a bridge, You know, it got to a point where I was just asking myself, I said, some of these things that is being done in this country, you know, can it be done in other climes, or are they even real, or are they joking about some of this news? But when the FCC gets to pick some of them, or ICPC or SERAP gets to call them out, that's when we actually realize that some of these things we have been reading, you know, actually was real. But of course, Nigeria moved on, you know, into a new year. After the 2026, maybe when we get 2027, 2028, that's when we'll get to hear that SERAP is calling for this particular one, you know, for them to be accountable as regards to this. But another thing actually caught my attention. The kidnap situation in Osimhen. And it is official now that the government are aware that they pay ransom, in as much as the federal government are saying that they don't pay ransom. So, Mr. Ivis, I would just want you to react to any of this that you feel it's okay, and of course that of the Obi Kwankwaso supposed predictions before we just touch the main story, which happens to be
Thank
Abia.
you, Saviour. The Nigerian matter is the more you look, the less you see.
Well, it gives migraine, you know.
Yeah. The budget for Ministry of Works, we made mention of 3.23 trillion for road construction and rehabilitation. If that money is actually directed well, I don't think there will be any road that will not be fixed in this nation by the end of this 2026. But unfortunately, we hear this humongous amount of money, but we see more potholes on our roads.
Even on bridges now, we now have potholes on bridges. It doesn't happen.
We see more bridges that are yearning for attention, waiting to collapse and others. But that's where our problem lies. But how will you just oppose it? For a minister who was asked how much is a kilometer of road, total kilometer of road in Lagos, Calabar Coastal Highway, it became an issue. Thank God it was another fellow governor who asked that question. And at the end of the day, instead of him, because he prides himself as an engineer, instead of him to say, okay, this is what it costs. On a normal plain channel that is part of the road that does not have any swamp or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, it costs for
swampy area, for forests like this, you know, rock area, you know, just talk about all of these things.
These are things that ordinarily one would have seen that in any proposal or bill of quantity, as it's called, for preparation of such magnitude project that is spelled out. Oh, this is swampy area, and this is what is going to cost.
At least somebody wrote a proposal.
I mean, somebody did that bill of quantity. I mean, yeah, so before that construction, commenced. But you see that instead of the governor to, answer the simple question, he turned into...
The minister.
The minister to answer the simple question, he turned into a quarrel between him and the governor, and started calling the governor that the governor is just an electrician. He has forgotten the governor too is also an electrical engineer, and just himself is a civil engineer. So that's how we are seeing this nation. But on the area of talking about payment of ransom, I don't really want to flog this matter any longer, but we know the truth. Forget about what is going on that, we don't pay ransom, I don't pay ransom. But there's nobody whose loved one is in such situation. If you have the means to pay ransom, that you don't pay ransom. But you know too well that even if it remains there the next 50 years, if it's not killed, the government will not come. So why will you keep your loved one in such, harrowing experience if you can pay the ransom? So all those postulation by the government, those narratives, the government is saying, we don't pay ransom, and we are not... we should not pay ransom, and the government will not support payment of ransom. If government is not supporting payment of ransom, government should support fast and early rescue for anybody that is kidnapped. Why will not say, within 3 days, government is able to release him, or within maximum 1 week? Why will I go and be looking for 5 million, 10 million, 20 million? But a situation where you see that the man you made mention of, he's been there since December 15. Which means all the Christmas and New Year and other with the insurgents, the kidnappers. Unfortunately, thank God that he even survived it, because the paramount ruler of his place where he was kidnapped was killed. So that one, even if you pay billions of ransom, it will not bring the life back. So the family will be rejoicing that at least they paid ransom and they got their own breadwinner back to their family. Then the calling on Jonathan, Makinde, and others to join ADC, sorry. I'm even looking at ADC. ADC has very, celebrated politicians as it is in this
celebrated politicians.
Yes. They have them already. So calling more is not even the issue, but they should put their house in order. before you call more. Yeah, more will join, no. But they should shun greed. They should shun this. It must be only me. It must shun selfishness. Put their house in order that whoever is joining is rest assured that the purpose for which he is joining is going to get it. Not a situation where it is like you are using one hand to give a gift to somebody, the right hand to give a gift to somebody, and you are using left hand to collect it back. That will spare the for that ADC. So I pray that what we saw in PDP in 2023 will not repeat itself in ADC in 2026, so that we will not give a smooth ride to PDP. I mean, to ADC to continue in. Okay. Yes.
All right. So, are you seeing any let's say Obi Kwankwaso movement?
At the moment, Kwankwaso is one leg in NNPP and one leg outside NNPP. We have seen that his godson, political godson,
is about
to move. Yeah. Although he's against it, he has, but I think it's the governor is, ready to move. And but you know what he said? He said whichever political party he goes to, it's either he's giving the presidency ticket or minimum vice president ticket.
Yeah, and so, they have to consider the Kwankwasia group. They have to consider his own NNPP because it has to be a coalition and all that.
The NNPP group is not really so much of a, it's not so much significant as the Kwankwasia group is there.
Yeah.
But you also have to think of the obedient group. So talking of himself and Obi, that's also going to be a clash of the titan. We don't know who among them people will say, okay, let this one be the head and let this one follow. It's going to be a bigger clash. Okay. So these are still political postulations. So as the time goes on,
it will be a developing story.
Developing and will be.
Okay, so let's talk about Governor Oti. You would agree with me that so many people have actually, applauded him over different projects, and he's done laudable projects in that state. Yet, some heavyweights in the APC, and of course, some of his predecessors are actually saying he has not done anything. Instead, all he has done is to send people to go to the market, get paints and their brushes, and they've been painting the roads that he has been painting the roads that they actually constructed in their own administration. Is Governor Oti's administration truly effective, or is it just a small screen that's by the opposition party? I don't know. I would want you to, because of course I wouldn't just want to say what I feel here. So since you are the analyst, I'd like to do the job.
Sergio, thank you. You see, when I saw that gathering of the former rulers of Abia State, I want to basically call them rulers, because when you are leaders are very difficult to find. So you have former Governor Ojus Okalu. He handed over to his political godson Theodore Oji. Then before Ipeazu came in. Then before we have Oti now, Alex Oti. When I saw all of them gathered, I know all these are more or less APC persons now. Even if you want to take out Ipeazu, because I've not really heard that he has defected to APC. He was a governor under PDP. But APC has just rewarded him with an ambassadorial position that day. So they are already dining and whining within the corridor of APC. When I saw them, then they brought in Benjamin Kalu, the deputy speaker, who is also from their state. All of them gathered in one room and they were talking about Alex Oti.
Do you think the alliance is quite strong enough?
I saw them as these are the enemies of the Abians. Yes, that's how when I saw that gathering, I said these are the enemies of the Abians. If actually vote counts in this nation, if actually we are actually allowed to exercise our civic responsibility as a voter, and you vote credibly and wait for a credible result, such persons will not even have the mind to even gather and be making such statements that, Alex Oti is not going back in 2027. It is not them that is supposed to say this. It is the Abia people that will say this. Has it met the yearnings and aspiration of the Abia people? I'm not from Abia, but what the feelers we get is that Abia is better than what it used to be. Somebody is telling you that he's painting the road that's the first turn. That was the 1999 to 2007. So you agree with me that such road, even if it's painted now, we see where a new look. The road that was constructed, let's even say the second tenor term of his administration. That's 2003 to 2007. 2007 to where we are today. That's almost about, we'll be talking of almost about 17 years, 16, 17 years. So such roads, even if it is painted, can you see where a new look? Why are they deceiving themselves? So Abia people should now know their enemies. And Abia people now should be able to say, no, has Alex Otti actually done well for us? Then if he has done well, this noise that is coming from the other angle, they will have to go to the pool and make sure that that noise is diminished. That's why we are saying that we may not have the electoral returning officer like we had in 2023. That VC of Imo State University of Science and Technology. Is it mostly that VC, that woman that said no?
Okay, the woman that actually turned down whatsoever that they gave to her.
Yes, I've forgotten her name. So we may not have such person all the time.
Such person cannot even come out again. But they can't even appoint her for anything.
You see, but we have to have a system that will be like that kind of person all the time, Savior. This is what we are talking about. So if not her, Abia election would have gone the other way, like other states. But she stood her ground and said, no, this is not how it is going to go. This is my findings and this is my result. So if we have credible election where, the citizen can actually vote and their vote will be counted as expected, this kind of noise making that came from this group of people who brought Abia so backward won't have arisen. But because they know too well that even as we are speaking here, they're already hashing a plan towards 2027, which we don't know yet. That's why they could come and gather and be saying a performing governor like Alex Otti, who is now like a role model to many governors in Nigeria. Then you are saying he's not coming back in 2027. What kind of audacity is that? It's just because the system is not working. And most times the system favors them. That's why they could say that. But I want the Abia people now to put their feet more on the ground. They should come out en masse and vote and defend their vote. Because whichever political party that Alex Otti goes today, he will win that Abia state, clean and clear. But the people must guide their votes, because these ones that are making this threat towards a governor that is performing, they will go further to actually want to hash their threats. But the people must stand to resist it.
Okay, so Mr. Elvis, you've actually gone to where I was about, talking about as regards to political party in Abia State. You'd agree with me that Labour Party, saw Alex Otti through, to that particular seat as the chief executive of that state. But if you look at Labour Party today, it's still, going through a very serious internal issue with Abure not, releasing the grip of a particular faction of the Labour Party. Even when there is a court order, Abure decided to say no, he's not going to step down. INEC just released the press, conference, and they dropped their press release as regards to them not identifying or recognizing Abure anymore. Yet, Abure is still, getting people and doing evangelism, as I usually call it in politics, to get people to say, oh, he's trying to position them to get set for 2027. And, Senator Nanadi of the Labour Party, the interim chairperson, has actually said that the Labour Party is not for sale. She mentioned that statement. And of course, Alex Otti faction of the Labour Party has also mentioned that nobody should listen to Abure, as regards to Senator Dati Ahmed Baba, who also said he will be running for the presidency in Labour Party. But can Labour Party still help Alex Otti in Abia State? Or should we be expecting Alex Otti's movement to another party? Don't forget that when Obi moved, everybody thought that Alex Otti was meant to, move with him. Yeah. But he said he has been in Labour Party, and not only that, he only loves, Obi and his political movement and all of that, but it doesn't mean that wherever Obi goes to or whatsoever Obi does, he has to do it. So, for political party, because if you look at the trajectory in our political space, you would agree with me that if your political party is not strong enough, you tend to have a very shaky, grounds as regards to you competing with your counterparts.
Yeah, the issue here is very simple. At the moment, Alex Otti is still in Labour Party. He has not defected. He has not told us he has gotten a new party. And his own part of Labour Party is actually aligning with Nena de Usman.
Yeah.
So, and the madam is actually talking, and the madam is actually calling on the relevant authorities to actually tell Abure to remove his grip from Labour Party so that Labour Party can function as it were. But unfortunately, we are not seeing that likely, because when case enter the court in Nigeria, it become an issue. Most of these things are in the court, and the court is not likely going to dispense it, as fast as possible, especially when the court knows that if they even give judgment, it might affect the ruling party. And the ruling party, in Nigeria, the executive take control of almost everything. We have seen that. So, but I'm not afraid for Alex Otti. Alex Otti can actually get a political party that he will fly his ticket for 2027 election, and he will still win. Because this time around, let me tell you, Savior, the political party has never helped Nigerians in any form. Nigerians should be looking beyond political parties. Why are people rooting for Obi? People are rooting for Obi not because of the political party.
But you need a political party to run any election.
You need a political party. But the people are looking for Obi because they believe in his ideology.
Okay.
So whichever political party Alex Otti goes to before the 2027 general election, because he has the grip of his state and his people are with him, he will definitely win the election. Look at what happened in the local government election. During the local government election, Labour Party had issues and all that. Alex Otti actually brought almost all the chairmen of that state, a local government chairman, through another political party. That platform is still there. That platform can be utilized if Labour Party is not able to mend his house before the general election, because all these things, primaries will come up as from June, July this year. So if before then nothing is happening, he can also use that same platform he used in local government elections and say, okay, let me also use this one. Already the local government chairmen are with him. What you just need to do is just, okay, your father traveled before, he has just come back. So he just coming back to join them. So that's what it means.
Okay, so that means we'll be seeing
we might see
something like that, or we'll be seeing what Oshun also did at Adeleke.
Okay, we saw that. Anything can happen.
Okay, for us to round off, because we're pressed for time, of course, we didn't start on time here today. I would like to talk about something that I feel, might be one of the reasons or the biggest reasons why all of these men are actually, fighting and quarreling, or like a pinch of salt on their wounds. As regards to the abolition of salaries and allowance for the former governors and deputy.
I was going there. That is the best thing he has ever done. And I expect other states to actually take a cue from that.
Yeah, because when you say that's the best thing he has ever done, this is just Abia. Yes, other state governors are not doing it in their states.
No, that's what
Even Lagos will still have it.
No, Lagos, forget about it. Lagos will never do that.
Wow.
Because the controller general of Lagos is still somewhere. And it's not your Katakata. So Lagos will not do that. Okay. But we are looking at some other states. I'm looking at a state like Rivers. If Fubara survives this, can't he do something like that?
Odili would have issues with him.
No. These people are not poor.
But they want more.
But we're talking about the people.
Reasons.
Odili can never. Look at the common man in Rivers. I was looking at former governor Obaseki doing this kind of thing in my state, Edo State. Okay. Do you understand? So more states should be looking at even the Osun state to be mentioned of. Why can't the Osun governor do that if he comes in the second tenure from the political party, very, very, very alien to the people, and say no, this one must stop. We let this be used for the people and not for them, because almost all of them are in the National Assembly again using any fat allowances and salaries and book that we don't even know how much. Bogus constitutional allowance from there. So that is a good one for.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It's so painful that we can actually go, beyond this particular, point. We just have to draw and call here. All right, this is how far we can actually go on the show. If you love the world of sport, I'd like you to stay put. Coming up next is a locker room, and don't forget that our Nigerian Super Eagles will be going head-to-head with Morocco today. Yes, don't give up because it is not over. Tough time doesn't last, but tough will last whatsoever you're facing will soon be over, and you will definitely smile again. My name remains Xavier Odo. Have a good evening. Rest.
People.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, We bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
My name is Tao Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arararara, my name is Made Kuti, and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
Welcome to Kitty's Corner. Every weekend is a new journey. Join Auntie Oni as she embarks on thrilling adventures. Each episode takes the young explorers to a different fantastical world filled with exciting challenges, making new friends, and learning valuable life lessons. The show begins with lots of excitement in a cozy storytelling mood. Fairies teach the importance of kindness, honesty, bravery, teamwork, or curiosity. Kitty's Corner is a delightful blend of fun, education, and imagination with catchy songs, interactive games, and heartwarming stories. Join Auntie Oni every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Voice of the People Television. Kitty's Corner, perfect destination for curious minds.
64 Atlantic County.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOPTV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOPTV, Voice of the People Television.
My name is Michel Dela. I'm the Consul General of the Netherlands in Lagos. Keep watching VOP, Voice of the People TV.
I'm Sarah Nystrom from Sweden, aka Chief Omobawale, Communication Queen. Keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, I'm Samantha Jacobs, representing the States. Miami's in the house, and I want to make a shout out to VOP TV. I'm a humanitarian, and I'm also a rep in the film industry and the art industry. I help dreams come true, and I help you keep on that path. Shout out to VOP TV because you're helping people stay on their path too. Cheers.
All right, my name is John Odibo. Keep watching Voice of the People because it's a fantastic station to be with all the time. Thank you very much.
My name is Pastor Elvis Siru, the convener of the Voice Achievers Award, and keep watching VOP. Yes, that is the channel for all the people. No color, no race. Thank you so much.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, this is Abbas Sunkan from the Netherlands. I am a designer and I'm here in Eco Hotel and Suits. Keep watching VOP, the Voice of the People. Don't touch that dial.
My name is Dr. Tony Bello. I am the chairman of Shine Bridge Global Incorporated. And guess what? You are watching the Voice of the People television.
This is African News on Voice of the People television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People television. Stay with us.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
My name is Michel Dela. I'm the Consul.
voice of the people. You can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokubo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikena Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Joka. I'm an Body Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
On Edge Dialogue, we bring fresh ideas and conversations, shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
In a world where power shifts, in a world.
Hello and welcome to today's historic edition of the Room on Voice of the People Television. I am Jerry High, and of course you can see me sporting the green, white, green. And of course, this is the #1 jersey in the whole wide world. And of course, today is an auspicious, very, very important day for Nigerians as far as the African Cup of Nations is concerned. And we've got a thrilling, action-packed edition of the Locker Room as we take a look at the chances of the Super Eagles against the host nation, the Atlas Lions of Morocco. They are primed for this one. It's going to be a blockbuster fixture tonight. And of course, African football takes a center stage as Nigerian crossroads with Morocco and the 2025 African Cup of Nations semi-final at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat. And of course, meanwhile, 3 years after their last meeting, former Liverpool teammates Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah go head-to-head once again as Senegal and Egypt battle for a place in the AFCON final. And of course, we'll be having our guys joining us from Morocco, live giving us updates. Hafiz makes a return. And of course, on this important day, we also have Ola joining us this time around the studio. It's all about the Super Eagles Nigerian jollof. We're going to be missing it like Nigerian jollof today. And I hope the Moroccans will enjoy the jollof because it's going to be well served and prepared all the way from Nigeria down to Morocco. And of course, I want to introduce the guys in the studio. Hafiz, how pumped up and excited are you today?
Well, good evening, Jerry. Good evening to the viewers out there too. Man, I can't be more pumped up. It's the Super Eagles, the semi-final. Maybe before the tournament, you'll be saying, are we going to get to this stage? If anyone had told me that the Super Eagles will be playing at the semi-finals of this AFCON, you know, considering the fallout of the World Cup qualifiers and the squad list and all of that, maybe I will have disagreed. But here we are after that game against Algeria. I personally have that belief now that Super Eagles can do anything in this competition. And yes, we are playing against the host nation. There will be everybody against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the Moroccan fans, the Moroccan team, even the Moroccan government. You know, everybody is going to be up against Super Eagles of Nigeria. But hey, if there's anything we've done in the past, we've handled pressure. And I know that the last time we played the host nation was the last AFCON in the finals, and we can do it again. this time.
Yeah. The last time we played the host in the final, Nigeria lost that game by 2-1.
Yeah.
And definitely Nigerians will be hoping that playing the talking about the host in the semi-final will be a different kettle of fish. Ola, how excited are you as a Nigerian?
Well, yes, I agree with what Hafiz has said so far, so good. And I'm also excited. And I'm not only excited, I'm also confident about the qualities of the Super Eagles. You know, our players with Osimhen, Demola Lukman, Iwobi, and the likes. They've showed Nigerians and they've showed the world what they can do. We've seen them against Algeria, you know, a very tense game. You know, before the game, we were thinking it would be a tight
against the Algerians, yeah.
But we realized that at the end of the day, it was almost like a one-sided contest where Nigeria actually dominated from attack, defense, the midfield.
It's like it's a long time we had this. It's like it's a long time we had this.
Honestly, we played exceptionally well. So and also according to what he has said so far, so good, we have been in this situation last AFCON. We lost eventually, but I think Nigeria can go ahead and use the motivation from the previous one we played against the host nation, you know, to spur ourselves. And also, if you look at the Northern African sides as well, I think they have this similar play style of flair, you know, technique and all that. But Nigeria has more than that as well. You know, if we can do that against Algeria, we can do better to take out Morocco and even go to the finals and claim the trophy.
That's exciting news. Anyway, Nigerians are very optimistic people, and I understand why. And we'll be having our man talking about Dr. Rafi Ladipo. He's a veteran when it comes to supporting Nigeria at big competitions, and he's been on the scene since the 90s, and Atlanta 96, the World Cup, he was there. This man has been everywhere. Dr. Rafi Ladipo is a name that everybody knows as far as the Nigerian Supporters Club is concerned. And of course, we'll be having him joining us live with his team, who is going to be supporting the Super Eagles tonight as they take on Morocco. The last ahead before the show started, he's already outside the stadium, and they're already preparing themselves. Okay, en route, because he said he was on route via train.
Yeah,
organized country. Anyway, I don't know whether when we will hear that you're en route to the stadium via the train to Nigeria. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. Hopefully, we'll get there. I hope not my grandchildren anyway.
Don't let the government hear you. Because of you, they'll go and do something now.
They should be angry and do something. And of course, Maiwa will also be joining us actually. Maiwa, if he's ready, I know he's still welcoming about Michael Carrick, but let's talk about home first. Maiwa, it's great to have you join us.
Listen to me. They are playing against a whole lot of people. And Ghana's bluff is better than Nigeria for the next 2.
Are you at Old Trafford?
I
think Dr. Rafi is already breaching. Okay, Mario, please hold on. Let's see if we can get Dr. Rafi with us. Doctor, it's great to have you join us.
Well, you can hear me. My name is Dr. Oladipo.
Yes, we can hear you.
And I am here with the national chairman, Reverend Ikea. We're already at the stadium. We're by the train station. But since I must speak with you, I think it's very proper I tell you the situation here. We're happy that we have the Moroccan supporters. They are now with us. We are doing our things together because we believe Africa should be one. Africa should be united. Tomorrow's game is a friendly game as far as the supporters is concerned. We want to create unity. We want everybody in Africa to unite. And whichever way the game goes, of course I prefer it goes Nigeria's way. And my friend here, the president of the Moroccan supporters, is also asking that God gives them the day. But I do know Nigeria will triumph at the end.
Yeah, you do know Nigeria. Okay, Dr. Rafi, how's the support base like? and the atmosphere in Morocco. What is the atmosphere like? Is it like this? Because you are painting the picture of unity between Moroccans and Nigerians. How exciting is the ambience talking about ahead of this game? And how are you going to show support for the Super Eagles alongside your team?
I had to leave the place where we were doing our things together, the Moroccan fans and the Nigerian fans. It has been so friendly and so exciting. Everybody is looking forward to this match. There is no problem as far as this game is concerned. I'm holding the president of the Moroccan supporters by now. Is right here with me, as well as Reverend Ikea. So we, the supporters club, both in Nigeria and Morocco, we cannot afford to fight each other. Let the game go on. And at the end of the day, we will still go back as a happy people of Africa. We have a slogan now that in unity, Africa must continue to win. Unity wins, nothing else. So, as I speak with you, we're happy with the Moroccan fans.
All right, I would have loved to see you live at the stadium because we're battling to get the pictures of what is actually happening so that Nigerians will get to enjoy the feel of what is actually going on. But before you try to sort that out so that we can actually see you live and enjoy the beauty of Morocco, because a lot of Nigerians have been talking about how beautiful Morocco is, how exciting the scenery is, and Nigerians would like to have a feel of the stadium as well, to know what it looks like to be in Morocco enjoying the African Cup of Nations. But before, while you try to sort that out, what has the competition been like in terms of organization, packaging, and how friendly has it been to Nigerians and fans who have come to see the games?
You will surely see me in the stadium. The stadium is here to be open. The stadium will open 45 minutes. All of us are outside the stadium now. But by the time we get into the stadium, if you call me, you will see me. But I can assure you, the atmosphere has been so friendly. We are happy with each other. If you want to see, you can see my friend.
Hello, everyone.
Supporters club president in Morocco is hereby with me. So nothing short of unity is going to happen today.
Sir, Afizo Gubanjo here. I've seen what you've done over the years with, supporting the Super Eagles of Nigeria and all of the competitions they've been. I would love to ask, so far at the AFCON, I'm sure you must have been at the ends where, the opposition fans have also been. I wanted to describe, sir, how the environment has been, in our previous games and what you are also expecting, because you said that the Moroccan fans, they are joining you to try to unite. It's all about unity, but, when the whistle goes, of course, it's going to be something very, very different. What are you expecting from the Moroccans after the blast of the whistle? And how has it been also with the opposition fans so far at the tournament, sir?
Supporters as the 12th player of the team. The supporters cannot afford to fight themselves. The fans can react anyhow. But you do know, if you watch the game against Algeria, you will see that their fans were somehow volatile. But the supporters cannot afford to do that. As it is now in Africa, I am the patron of the supporters club of all the African 54 countries. Wow. So we have come under an umbrella of what we call Confederation of African Sports Supporters. And we took a decision that here at AFCON, the best supporters club award will be done in Lagos. The ceremony will be done in Lagos in March in my honor. And I tell you, all the African countries that have come here have been monitored by a group of people in a committee who will choose the best supporters club at this AFCON. And the maiden edition is coming up in Lagos. So the supporters will not fight, because if you fight, you miss the award. That's it.
All right. Okay. That means anyway. That means even the DR Congo guy might be in Nigeria in March too, because the DR Congo fan has been tipped as one of the most glamorous or
That is the most popular man.
most popular supporter, the man with the hand. And of course, we've seen players even doing the gesture. And of course, Dr. Rafiu, I would also like to see maybe you give us some pose. And those your dances you used to do back in those days, I think we've missed them as well.
Stadium. We just finished the rehearsals out here. You are aware that back in 1994, the Nigerian supporters was the first group of people to be given the best 2008, 2013. They were also the best supporters as a judge by CAF. You can be sure that we will give our own in our way. Other countries are emulating us. Whatever they do is being monitored. It's not just dancing alone. It is your commitment to the teams and your dancings and your consistency. It is not just to drum for 1 minute and stop and watch the game. We, supporters of Nigeria, we don't watch the game. You will see me back in the field, gingering my members to support the team, and it has been happening. So if we have won the best award, a job by FIFA and CAF, what else do you think of? We are up to the task. We will give what we know our best to do.
All right. Thank you very much, Doctor. We'll get back to you once again when we're able to get visuals of you of what's happening out there in Morocco. Thanks for being a part of the locker room once again. All right. Let's now take
when the game starts in the stadium.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Doctor. Okay, Maiwa, you've heard Dr. Rafiu there, and it looks like it's exciting times out there at the AFCON, and the fact that he's talking about how the Moroccan fans are excited with Nigerians as well. I hope, okay, there will be no hostility. Okay, we also have Femi. Yes, he's also in Morocco, and he was at the training yesterday. We expected to have him, but we could not get him due to network issues. Femi, I know you are already around the stadium. How is it looking like in Morocco right now, Femi?
Good evening, Jerry, and to the other co-presenters there. It's a wonderful evening here in Rabat. The atmosphere is already getting, should I say, interesting. The Moroccans are trooping into the stadium in their numbers, and then they kept saying one thing: we will beat Nigeria and make it to the final. So it's been like a mecca of sorts here in Rabat. I am presently at the media center. If you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's a massive, a magnificent media center here in Rabat. And so it's because of this show I should be on my way to the main stadium to get my tickets. Because journalists, apart from our tags, we also get tickets per match. So that is in the process at this point in time. But then the atmosphere is great. Moroccans are trooping in their numbers, and they are supporting their team. And one thing is sure today, Jerry, we are going to see the battle of heavyweights. Nigeria, has been tipped or tagged as the most complete side. Talk about attack, talk about the midfield, talk about the defense. Not even forgetting the goalkeeping department. See, for the first time, this team is being likened to the 1994 set. What Coach Eric Chell has done in few weeks, I cannot see. But then, even the Moroccans, despite the fact that they are confident and all that, they still fear the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But at this point in time, that is the situation. Many Nigerians are here, and they don't have tickets. So what this means is that many are going to be watching this match on TV, but they would love to be right there in the stands.
What's stopping them? Is there any conspiracy stopping fans from being at the stadium? Because they've been talking about the Moroccans having the largest share of tickets to be inside the stadium?
I think the problem most football fans have, not just Nigerians, I have seen other nationals here, crying to get tickets. The truth is, we love to do fire brigade approach. And I think it's a global thing. Many Moroccans have already gotten the ticket. Let me bust your bubble. They've already gotten the ticket for the final because they hoped that they will pay in the final. But an average Nigerian, an average Ghanaian, an average Nigerian, an average Togolese would wait for the outcome of today's encounter and then start rushing to get tickets. They don't, behave like that. They already got the ticket. Some of them even got. I saw someone who has gotten ticket for final and third place. Because they already felt, okay, what if they don't make it to the final? I would resell, or should I say sell my final ticket and go watch the top place. So that is how they think. As I speak to you, by 12 a.m., today, ticket for final would have been sold out.
That's interesting. Okay. And we are the training pitch of the Super Eagles, and they've been talking about the starting 11. What did it look like at the training ground of the Super Eagles in terms of who's going to replace Wilfred Ndidi? Because there's already talk about Rafa Oyedika replacing him. Did you see any signs that it looks like Rafa Oyedika is going to take that spot eventually?
Okay, so now this is it. We asked Coach Eric Chell that question yesterday, and he stylishly, dodged it. But he did mention something, and that there's going to be a tactical change to his starting 11. You and I know his starting 11. Apart from the Uganda game, we know those guys that have started for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Unfortunately, Ndidi has been suspended and will not be part of it. I'm even afraid, will he even make it to the next match after this one? I cannot even see, because it looks as if he's also injured. But ordinarily, we should be using just one defensive midfielder. But he has adopted two, Ndidi and Frank Oyeka. So I believe he has two options now. One, whether to use just Frank Oyeka as the only DM, and then probably use Iwobi and Rafael Oyedika as AM and CM, attacking midfielder and central midfielder. But then it can also decide to let me stay, put, or let me stick to my to using two defensive midfielders, and we can have defensive midfielders, and we can have maybe Frank Oyeka Awazi. Maybe I understand he can also play in that position, but we wait and see in that position. But we wait at the end of the day. But what happens at the end of the day? Option is we seeing the likely option is we seeing coming in to replace Wilfred Ndidi, but there is a caveat. Oyedika is more of an attacking midfielder than a defensive midfielder. But then I think a DM can suffice depending on what the coach wants to deploy tonight. In a few minutes' time, we will be having the starting lineup.
All right, let's talk about Victor Osimhen. What's the feeling like, Victor Osimhen being the captain, going to captain this team tonight? Everybody thought it would have been ordinarily maybe Iwobi, but it looks like Victor Osimhen is going to take the captain armband in this one. What's the feeling like among the journalists and Nigerians, knowing that Victor Osimhen is going to captain them in the very crucial game tonight against Morocco?
Okay, so now this is it. Wilfred Ndidi is the main captain. Moses Simon comes in second. Victor Osimhen comes in third. But rumors and speculations have it that Osimhen is even the second the vice captain. But then let's leave that for now. This is not the first time Osimhen will be doing this. Remember the Super Eagles versus the Cranes of Uganda. It was Victor Osimhen that captained the side, and that happens to be our best game so far this competition, because we scored 4 goals and he was the captain. So I think he's going to bring the charm, in that match against Uganda to this match, and then maybe I don't. I'm not sure we can score 4 goals, but we can score 3 or 2.
Yeah, I see only pessimistic angles.
I was about to even ask him something.
Okay,
Femi, well done for your support for Super Eagles of Nigeria so far this AFCON. My name is Afiz Ogubanjo. I want to ask you, last time we met Morocco at the AFCON, that was in 2004, 22 years ago, we lost 1-0. And, you know, also the last time we played Algeria in the quarterfinal, we lost. But it's like we've gained our revenge, you know, in that one. Now we are playing Morocco in the semi-final. Another team that has only conceded 1 goal. You know, personally, I want to ask you, what is your feeling like for this game? Are you seeing something like an Algerian clash? We're going to put all of that, the past behind us, or you are just having this, you know, this little feeling that something might go the other way?
So this is it. In football, it's either you have deja vu or you have revenge. But I don't believe in history playing football. What plays football is the stats, is statistics. You know, place the 2 teams side by side, the Nigerian team, the Super Eagles, and the Atlas Lions of Morocco. Yes, Morocco might have gotten, you know, this far in the tournament, but take a look at their performances, you know, from day one against Comoros. You know, I saw that match live in Rabat. They struggled in the first half, came back in the second half and scored 2 goals against less fancied Comoros. You know, against Mali, they drew 1-1. And then in the last match, the name of the country they played escapes me right now. It was a good game. I think they won.
Zambia.
Okay, Zambia. I think they won fantastically well. And against Cameroon, you'd agree with me that Cameroon is not a fantastic side. Yes. So they ran riot over Cameroon. For me, Nigeria is going to be the first true test for Morocco. And that is the truth. And this Super Eagles team, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know the magic they are performing. I should be asking Coach Eric Chell, you know, where, you know, he's keeping his magic wand. Because how he's able to turn around things, you know, in 2, 3, 4 weeks is still a mystery to me. But one thing is evident. This is the most complete team in this tournament. They have the best attack. The midfield is well oiled. The defense is doing fantastically well. The only position that I've seen that they are not has not really been tested is the goalkeeping department. Yeah. But then they've also not done badly. So you have a team that can change, that can replace any player like for like. You know, even Victor Osimhen can be replaced with another striker, and you won't panic. Talk about the midfield. Indeed now is not going to play, and we are not panicking. Talk about the defense. We have squad depth. So that kind of team is a tournament favorite anytime, any day. So the pressure is not on the Super Eagles. The pressure is on the Atlas Lions of Morocco. But then we are going to be playing against the 13th player, the 12th player being the referee. Let's forget the fact that the other referee is from Ghana. I think CAF only did that just to silence us. I'm very sure about that. I would have preferred someone from South Africa or even East Africa. But from Ghana, hey, what can we do? They silenced us already. But then I know. We should not expect to get favor from that Ghanaian referee. That is one. 2, the 13th player today will be the Moroccan supporters. This stadium is about 68,000 capacity, and tickets, you know, are sold out. So yesterday, the coach of Morocco, Walid Regragui, said, and I quote, that Morocco has not lost in 4 years in that Rabat stadium. So these Super Eagles, can they break that? Let me call it jinx. For Morocco's opponent, it's a jinx. For Morocco, it's a fortress. Can we break that particular history that they've not lost in 4 years? It's going to be pretty difficult, but I'm very, very sure our boys have what it takes to do the unthinkable come 9 p.m. today.
All right, then, thank you very much. We'll allow you to go and get your parcel so that we're able to get more updates from you. It's always a pleasure having you, Femi, on the program.
You are welcome, Jerry, and other guys in the studio.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Okay, and of course, Just about 30 minutes from now, the Senegalese side, the Teranga Lions, will be taking on the Pharaohs of Egypt. Mayowa, you've heard from Dr. Rafi Ladikon, you've heard from Femi, all the way from Morocco. How pumped up and excited are you?
Well, I'm very excited. Seeing Dr. Rafi Ladikon once again. He happens to come from my area, so those are people that I've been carrying the Nigerian football in terms of supporting them for over 35 years now. He's been a very, he's been a prominent face in Nigerian football. I will just say to him, he's been there for over 35 years. You've seen it, and it's good that they are recognizing what he has done so far in terms of supporting Nigerian football for over 35 years. For the game, it's going to be very, very interesting. Yes, 68,000. Hello. 68,000, and the number of tickets for Nigerians is less than 8,000. So the Super Eagles will be playing against a whole lot of noise, and that has a way of playing into the hands of the question is this: what we need to do. I've always insisted that if we are to win this game, we should not concede first. If we concede first, then we have an issue. I just hope the players have the mental capacity to be able to withstand the pressure. They have the mental capacity to be able to withstand the play acting that we see from the Moroccans today, and ensure that they keep their head calm and not get into irrational tackles that probably get them yellow cards or red cards. If you can do that, I think we stand a chance of beating the Moroccan side.
All right, stand a chance of beating the Moroccan side. Everybody's optimistic, and I understand why. But let's talk about Sadio Mane versus Mohamed Salah. 3 years ago, after the last appeared together, these guys were teammates at Liverpool, and they scored to settle. Senegal beat them in the final. That was in 2021. Yeah. And this time around, they get to meet in the semi-finals. What are we expecting? Fireworks in this one?
Of course, should be fireworks. I mean, it's a case of the tournament favorites. That's talking about the Senegalese team, Teranga Lions, up against maybe not so much of a favorite. Even though the AFCON is like their birthright. They are the Real Madrid of the AFCON, you understand? They've won it 7 times, and there's no fluke. I mean, go down memory lane, the likes of Mohamed Aboutrika, Mohamed Nagy,
Bastiani Barakat. Yeah, their coach.
Even the coach, he's one of the top scorers at the AFCON. That's talking about Osimhen. So Egypt, then when it comes to the AFCON, they are the #1 name. But maybe recently their football has not really been the best. But then Mohamed Salah, so far this tournament, has showed up and he has shown out 4 goals. I mean, from the legend himself. His club football is not really going so well. I think he has used this AFCON to cool off. And also, Omar Mamouche, who is also struggling and will even face more struggles to get into the Manchester City team at this point, has also done well for himself at the AFCON. But look at the Senegalese side. Squad depth everywhere. Femi mentioned something, squad depth. Have you seen the Senegalese team? They can bring in a front three that will start today. The next front three that will start the next game will not be the same front three. They just have the players. But then, when it comes to the semi-finals, and a game of this magnitude, form is out of the window. It's not about what you have, it's about what you can play. So I think it's going to be a very, very tough one. For Sadio Mane, he has, gained this sort of supportive role, for his other players at this AFCON so far. Normally, he's always the star man, and even when the tournament starts, he positions himself to be the star man. But this one is doing so well to bring his other teammates into play, and that has really scored a lot for the Senegalese so far. My prediction, should I give it quickly, Jerry? Let me say 2-1 or a 2-0 win, for Senegal, because I think Senegal will go on to get to the final at this stage.
All right, and of course, definitely, I would say, Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane, when they were destroying the likes of Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, definitely those two guys were terrorizing Arsenal, and Arsenal fans were happy that they left. That collaboration has ended but definitely Sadio Mane had like tackling side, but he has really relaxed, like Hafiz said. He has taken off the foot off the gas, allowing the young guys to shine. But tonight he definitely will be making sure he steps up, because they need him more in terms of his experience, and the likes of Gaye. What are your expectations? Senegal against Egypt. What comes to your mind when you see this fixture?
Yeah, I see a very tough fixture. It's not only about, Senegal having the better side, when it comes to player, their strengths, where they play, they play in European teams, big teams. We have players like Idrissa Gueye, Jackson, Kalidou Koulibaly, and the likes. These players, they are top players. But when you look at the Egypt side, they really don't have these players in their team, but they have the pedigree, they have the history, and it's just like you said, Real Madrid, even when they are not really playing well, you are still scared of them. Like they can always pull up this motivation from what they have achieved over the years. So I think in this context, we just need to look at what they have right now on the table. Let's put the team side by side. Who can do better? Though both of them have been doing the same thing as well. They won 4 games each. Won 4, then they drew 1 game. So far so good in the AFCON. But I think Senegal might actually take the day today.
Senegal might actually take the day.
Because even just more than, let's take out Salah and Mane from both teams, you would know that this Senegal will beat Egypt any day, anytime when it comes to field. In this first 11 we are looking at that has been dropped right now, look at those teams side by side. They will surely, do this thing. And right now, Egypt relies so much on Salah. Salah will be 34 this year. Mane will be 34.
And this is his last opportunity to win the AFCON.
Mane is already stepping his foot off the gas for the other guys to shine and make the change. But they are still relying on Salah. So right now, Egypt will be relying so much on Salah tonight to get the job done. And if nothing comes from Salah, that means nothing is, Egypt will not be able to come to the party.
But you can look at the Senegalese side. A lot of veterans. The starting 11 is already out. If our producers can help us with that, the veterans like Benjamin Mendy, you can't take it away from him.
Yes.
A Champions League winner, and of course an AFCON winner too. There's also Kalidou Koulibaly. He's a veteran at the AFCON. He's the captain tonight, and of course there's Ghana. Diarra, Sedumani.
If you mention his name,
the Jackson man, he knows how to score at the AFCON. The voodoo works in Africa, not abroad. There's Ndiaye, there's Diatta, Niakate. Niakate.
Musa Niakate, the former Nottingham Forest man. Yeah, of course.
Something else. And there's course Diop. What's with Senegal and Diop? If Diop is not in this, the Jollof it will not be complete.
The Jollof needs some Diop.
Yeah, it needs to be Diop. And there's also Gaye. This is an interesting lineup. Of course, Senegal has a stance for the line.
They have everything to take out Egypt so quick.
It's a mix of experience and youth, and you know that. Speaking of a game of this magnitude, your experience will come into play. These are players that have played against Egypt, at the last final when they met, and of course they will know that they can do it again. They might not be facing maybe the same Egyptian team, but of course the Egyptian team will know that we've seen these guys before, and they want to do better. But of course Senegalese will be like, we've beaten you before, we can do it again. And yes, Sadio Mane, like you said, Nicolas Jackson is there, Musa Niakate and Kalidou Koulibaly, they've been fantastic at this AFCON, playing just in front of Mendy. Then the Diop is a left back, he plays for West Ham right there in England. One of the best crossers of the ball, even in European football. Don't give that guy a space. And also on the right-hand side, they have the likes of, Crepin Diatta. You remember Crepin Diatta? I want AFCON like this, where people are looking at him, somehow. But the Monaco man has also done well. And they have scored depth. If Diop is not starting, there is a certain Ismail Jacobs who plays for Galatasaray. So, for me, I think Senegal are settled. It will be a shock. It will be an upset if Egypt.
It's the writing of Egypt, so it's unfair to the lines of Mamouche. And of course,
no, I'm not writing of Egypt. I'm not writing of Egypt.
Osam. And of course, El Shanawi, he's been awesome too. Yeah, in goal.
If the Super Eagles of Nigeria go up against Senegal,
and who will be the favorites? I don't want Senegal.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why I'm rooting for Egypt.
You see what I'm saying? And you already know
Egypt.
Yeah. Well, why do you already know the threats? Because they're weaker side.
Yeah, Egypt is easier to play. Playing in West African side is difficult. Playing in fellow West African side is always difficult for the Super Eagles. And I prefer to play against the Egyptian side. We only understand their strength.
What if we are now shocked by Egypt?
Exactly.
I think I'll be more comfortable playing an evil that I can deal with than one I know I cannot deal with. Yeah. Anyway, Mayowa, Egypt versus Senegal. It's going to be coming up less than 20 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Yes, less than 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's a battle between two former friends, two former teammates, Mane and Salah. Both of them, they are past their prime. They are just doing their late contribution to football. However, this is an avenue for Salah to be able to right the wrongs of 2021. However, if you look at the team, if you look at the strength of the two teams, I think the Senegalese side, they boast a whole lot of quality than the Egyptian side. If you look at how the Egyptians have played so far, they've not been that fantastic, even though Sam himself has been really stressed on the top line based off the fact that the Egyptian side has not been scintillating like they were during the World Cup qualifiers. So it's going to be a very difficult match. Yes, I think looking at the two teams, if you are in Nigeria to the final, you want to be looking at probably praying for an Egyptian side, because the Egyptian side is just more like the upgraded side of Algeria. They've been fantastic, and this is an opportunity for Senegal to probably make the final again if they can, keep their heads together and probably, maintain the same performance they've put in since. I think this is a great opportunity for them to be able to make it to the final one more time. So if you look at the strength of the two teams, I think I'll be tilting the Senegalese side to take it. They boast a whole lot of coordination, whereas the Egyptian side, they play effective football. They know how to win, but overall they've not been playing a scintillating football. And for that reason, I want to tilt to the Senegalese side. I'll probably be hoping to see the Senegalese in the final. If Nigeria wants to win the Nations Cup, we need to go up against the best and make sure we beat the best to win the Nations Cup.
Tell him you don't have to play the best now.
Let's play the best. We've been beating the best now.
There's no way it's written that you have to play the best.
You have to been beating the best now. Algeria, we were like...
Algeria were made to look like not the best anyway.
No, but that was a tough game. Tunisia, the first tough game. We did the job almost easily, if not for the antics from the defenders.
Yes.
Then Algeria, that was supposed to be a tough game. We handled that. If we handle this one too, come on, the next should be Senegal.
Coming from Hafiz, who was an Algerian on Saturday.
I was not Algerian. I was just
I was feeling Nigerian now. I knew that Nigeria.
He has come from being a Mozambican to Algerian. Today he said Nigeria. He's claiming
I'm Nigerian. At the end of the day, I'm Nigerian.
He's fully Nigerian now. You've been convinced. Yes. We've shown him what we can do. He's back into the fold.
Welcome back to Nigeria.
Yes.
Welcome back. And of course, tonight's game, talking about the starting lineup, the Eagles needs to get everything right. Nothing has to be wrong in this one. Just like in the game against Algeria, the Moroccans are going to be a different kettle of fish. Moroccans are a very, very interesting side. They have Brahim Diaz, he's on fire. And of course, Achraf Hakimi, we have not seen the best yet. Imagine he thumbs up tonight. It's going to be a difficult one for whoever is going to be playing the fullback position. Even whoever is going to be the winger from his side. He plays at the right.
Yes,
right. And that means
maybe Ademola Lookman.
Ademola Lookman.
To that point.
Yes.
But first is the left back. I was talking about Bruno Emechi. He has to come forward and he has to also defend.
So against Achraf Hakimi.
He's dealing with not just Hakimi, he's dealing with Brahim Diaz.
And let's not forget Bruno himself. He has been at the highest stage, playing against Portugal at the World Cup. So he understands the pressure of playing a big side. And you can't say Nigeria is bigger than Portugal. Bruno has faced Portugal and he succeeded.
Of course.
He
has faced Spain.
In a big, Spain. The semi-final of the World Cup. What can be bigger than that? So he's going to be at home feeling comfortable. Do you think the Nigerian attack can outwit Bruno tonight?
Of course. We can surely outwit him. Look at the Algerian goalkeeper. They said he has... How many goals did he concede before Nigeria?
Bruno has also considered one.
But we humiliated him.
Is the other version. Is the Benin Select version of top goalkeepers. Going up to Bono. Bono is top class. It's up there.
We know that Bono is top class. But look at our strikers. Look at Osimhen. Even just look at our team entirely. We've been fantastic so far, so good. I don't see any goalkeeper. I will bring the best goalkeepers in the world to man the post. We will score because we have been doing well, scoring. We are the high scoring side so far, so good. So the rest are sure that Nigeria will get the job done tonight.
All right. Do you think that Maiwa, do you think Wabali, Hafiz, let me start with you. Do you think Wabali has what it takes? Brahim Diaz, he's on fire. He has played at the big stage. Real Madrid, What can be bigger than Real Madrid?
Jay, what are you doing?
Yes, what can be bigger than Real Madrid?
What are you doing? Wait, what are you doing?
We're talking about Brahim Diaz here.
Five goals. He's not playing for Real Madrid.
5 goals.
He's not playing for Real Madrid. For them to be able to let him come and play.
It's not like he has scored 1, 2. He has scored in all games.
Against which team?
That means he's trying to score his 6th goal tonight. If all things go right.
Well, if there's something the Super Eagles have done, I mean, they've found a way to make all the hype around players go down. There was this talk of Riyad Mahrez, he was made to look ordinary. Ibrahim Maza was made to look ordinary. The defense of Algeria was made to look ordinary.
They're not as good as Morocco, definitely.
But then, if there's anything the Nigerians can do, they can make you look ordinary. The Tunisians were made to look ordinary. The Tunisians did not concede the goal.
The current Afghan baller of the year, Trevor Kimi.
I know they are.
Yes.
Jerry, what are you doing? That's the question.
We are facing reality here.
Are you getting scared? Are you getting nervous?
This is not PSG's team. This is just Ashraf Hakimi.
Are you getting nervous?
Ashraf Hakimi and
I'm being realistic here.
You know, just
let's be realistic. These guys have quality in all departments in the team, from the defense to the goalkeeper to the striking position, even in the midfield. They have players who can cause a lot of problems for the Super Eagles.
But they were put to the clearance by Tanzania. Tanzania almost defeated them.
Jerry, Abo ti gbowó kọ́bẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Morocco ni. Ó ti gbowó kọ́bẹ́ lọ́wọ́.
I'll say it the way it is.
I don't know where this. Jerry was confident yesterday. He was confident on Monday. What's going on?
All of a sudden.
I mean, because we were on the show together yesterday, he was so confident. Now I don't know the Jerry that is talking, but then you can see. Well, the thing is, maybe he wanted to be another Hafiz. Hafiz was from Morocco on Friday. By Monday, Hafiz was thinking Nigeria. So maybe he's trying to Hafiz. But in any case, I think it's very correct. We need to take cognizance of Brahim Diaz. It's not a fluke that he's scored in 4 games in a row. 5 games, 5 goals. It shows kind of quality. We have to take cognizance that however our team has been so good, supposed to now can still do it again today. But the key we have to go with is we should not concede first. We don't know how we are going to react if we concede first, and that's what we have to work against to be able to beat the Moroccan side.
All right. So finally, before we go, Osimhen captain and missing Wilfred Ndidi. Is it going to be something that might work against the Eagles without Ndidi in that midfield? Can we survive without Ndidi?
Of course we can. I mean, Rafael Oyedika, maybe this is his chance to step up. You know, people were even saying before the beginning of this tournament that it is time for Wilfred Ndidi to, you know, sort of wrap it up and let the young man from Club Brugge, you know, shine. And I think the opportunity has been given so far. His contribution, it shows that he's a proper box-to-box, you know, defender. But for me, I don't think it's about Rafael Oyedika. I think it's about Frank Onyeka this time. Frank Onyeka is more of the one that can sit back, you know, and let the others roam. So I think it's time for Rafael Oyedika and Frank Onyeka to step up. And for Iwobinho, of course, when those two are shielding the, you know, the centre backs, Iwobinho can do anything with the ball. I still maintain he's a better ball passer than Okocha. We will argue outside.
In that midfield.
No, don't worry.
I heard Femi from Morocco was saying something about Chidozie Awazin. Please, he should not even near the bench. He should just be watching.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't trust him. He can't be trusted. Chidozie Awazin can't be trusted.
He can't be trusted.
Yeah, can't be trusted.
He's also a very good player.
He's a good player.
Are you
but not in
scared
this
of
kind of
Morocco?
quality. Yeah, this kind of game, we don't need Chidozie Awazin.
Wow.
I would prefer even playing Moses Simon.
What if an injury happens to a certain Shema Ajayi and Calvin Bassey?
Even there's
Igor Ogbu.
No, Igor Ogbu.
Are you trusting Igor Ogbu?
There's Usman Mohammed.
He's a central midfielder.
Yeah, I'm talking about the midfield. They talk about Chidozie wasn't playing in the
filling
midfield.
in for the defensive midfield.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there's Rafael Oyedika. I didn't know. I don't know about centre back. The DM. No.
And there's issues that we hope that they don't pick yellow cards, the likes of talking about goalkeepers, Stanley Nwabali. And there's also Iwobi. I hope he doesn't pick up a yellow card. Yeah. And I hope that's not the case. Akwa Adams hope he gets to score tonight too.
Yes.
Of course. Maybe that's the man people are talking about.
Yeah, Akwa Adams.
Revelation of the tournament.
He has been fantastic so far.
Of course, he has.
All right. Manuel, we have to go. Thank you very much for being awesome on the locker room.
Oh, well, it's always amazing to be here. And tomorrow it will be Nigeria to be Morocco 0. That will be the scoreline today. Thank you for having me.
Your prediction? Nigerian 3, Morocco 0 for Mali.
I think it will be Nigeria. Yeah, 3 as well. 3 Morocco 0.
Wow, they never rated Morocco.
Oh, at all.
At all. So are you coffee?
2-1 Super Eagles of Nigeria. After 120.
Yeah, maybe just maybe 1-0. Maybe 1-0.
Maybe it's going to be a tight
1-0 or 2-0.
I don't think it's going to be a tight
in favor of the Super Eagles.
But I hope to be here to come and say, wow.
If it gets to penalty, Morocco, I don't know.
I don't know.
If it gets to penalty, it's going to be Morocco.
But Wabali, he has shown that he can make saves in the penalty.
Yeah. Yes, Wabali is very good.
But our players are not good at penalty. I saw them against the AFCON.
Jerry and Nevo.
Please, they should prepare.
You are never.
Jerry and Nevo.
I'm scared. I'm worried. Anyway, thanks for being awesome on the show. Big thanks to Dr. Rafi Ladiko for also joining us. And of course, Femi Fabumi, all the way from Morocco, giving us updates. We appreciate you. We say big thanks for being awesome on the show, as well as my wife, Fis, and of course, Ola. My name is Jerry Apelohai, saying thanks for being a part of the locker room. On to meet again. Up next is Political Lens with Chukwuma Okoro. Stay tuned.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise,